Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Hammer. Today is Thursday, September 12th, 2024. Of course, with Originator Success, here with your daily mortgage rate update, the only place on the web where you guys get to join me live each and every day, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time, broadcasting to you on Facebook and on YouTube. If you're watching on the replay, don't forget to give me a hashtag replay in the comments. Let me know that you were here. Also, if you're watching on the replay, you don't have to watch all the beginning stuff. Just jump forward. You'll see when it makes sense. But if you're here live or on the replay, don't forget to smash that like button, tag an hello friend, share us in a group. Go ahead and say hi. If you're on YouTube, give that thumbs up and subscribe, all that good stuff. Remember, you can sign up for our written lock advice to your inbox each and every weekday morning, www.ratelockadvice.com. I send that out each and every day. Already sent that out for this morning. You could sign up for that. It's absolutely free of charge. Use it any way that you want. You can also sign up for our text alerts. They're $7 a month, www.ratetextalerts.com. Great way to protect your pipeline, keep a pulse on what's going on through the day. We send you any reprice alerts if there's risks that we're going to see repricing worse, and we give you an end-of-day wrap-up. So if you want to just be reminded that I'm going live so you can join me every morning, and I do appreciate all of y'all that join me every morning, you can do that and get a reminder by text for free at hmmr.io/reminder, or use that cool QR code. And last but not least, although I love talking about rates and pricing each and every day, at Originator Success, our primary product, our primary focus is to help you get loans from Google and social media. We've got an amazing team that'll help you to generate reviews. We've got an entirely new website platform that we've built. We've got great new templates and designs coming out that have shown awesome conversion rates in testing. So we're going to be rolling those out soon, getting them set up for our main platform. We got some wicked cool shit coming as we head into 2025. Y'all going to help you get business. And it's a few $100s a month. We'll call it $300 a month. And for that kind of price tag, we deliver results, a lot of results. It definitely does more than just pay for itself. Every originator, every broker out there needs to check it out. Originatorssuccess.com. Go get a demo and find out how we can help you get loans from Google and social media. All right, let's say hi to all the live folks who we got here this morning. First one on today was Mark Clark. Congratulations. Great to see you, Mark. Always appreciate you being here, my man. Mike Tebow, good morning, sir. Great to have you here. Mike Schmolgan, also great to see you as well. Mallory Fotiadis, good morning. Mike Brown, great to have you here over on the YouTube. Megan Lindbergh, great to see you. Mike Morano, you're not late. Were you reading what Taylor Swift said today? It's amazing to me that so many people are influenced, but hey, and I appreciate the way that she, puts herself out there to her people. Tim Klyla, good morning. Rob Stewart, Deb Dickinson, Amy Blaser, Angela Walters. Good morning, Ron Siegel. Today is chocolate milkshake day. Now, there's something I can get behind. Fuse versus chocolate milkshake. That's an easy one. Yep, I would go to chocolate milk. Not going to Fuse today because I'm getting on the motorcycle and going away for the weekend with my wife, which, of course, we're going to get some of the remnants of that damn rain coming up from that hurricane coming through New Orleans. We're going to be in Kentucky, but it's going to work its way up there, and we're going to be getting some rain. It's going to be affecting the weather patterns. Good morning, Michael Love. Great to have you here as well, my friend. All right. So if you're here this morning, say good morning. Otherwise, let's go ahead and jump into the other stuff and take a look here. So we'll start with a recap. What happened yesterday? You could basically see, let me see. This is not showing the right chart. There you go. First and foremost, there you are. So yesterday, you could see that we had a little bit of a drop when we got the early morning data, the CPI data. It wasn't really what everybody was loving. However, the rebound from that was more than fine. If you look at it in the perspective of a 5-day, you could see we have a very steady, consistent increase here, right? And then yesterday kind of leveled off, which is what I would expect to see. When we see these bonds improving like this, what that really looks like, it's here on the rate sheet. You could see that for the week we started out, ending last week at 6.25, improving about 6 1/8. So we've seen about 1/8 of a point improvement in rate sheets over the week, and I expect that to continue. This morning, mortgage-backed securities are down a whopping, basis point. They're flat on the day. I think we'll see that improve a little bit. 10-year treasury yield 3.68 after spending. Look at how much time we spent, almost the entire year except for a couple of like small sections here at the beginning, we've spent almost the entire year in the fours. And look at the way this has dropped. Now, why is all that important? The reality is that mortgage rates are creeping lower. The good news is they're creeping lower and they're going to stay lower. Now, we got that head fake at the end of last year, November, December, where it looked like, hey, we were really ready to run. And then what happened was rates started to creep back up and they went all the way back up into the sevens. We're not going to see that happen again. Why? Because the Fed is cutting rates this time for real, for legit. Not markets, tremendously overreacting, but real rate cuts is what we're going to see this time around. Let's go ahead and, oh, really? It doesn't have my fancy little window thing. I'll have to, there we go. If I do this, all right, hold on. I'm going to make this, we're going to get that in the right spot. Let me, peekaboo. All right, let me pull this over. All right, close enough. And then let's pull this down. Okay, so taking a look here, I mean, again, it's almost a foregone conclusion next week that we're going to see a quarter point rate cut. And that's basically what markets are pricing in. The big question, though, is going to be what happens in November. And right now, markets are tied up between the idea that we'll see a second quarter point rate cut or a half point rate cut. This is going to change after next week's Fed meeting. We'll talk more as we get into there. But one of the things I want to emphasize, I see a lot of people on Facebook arguing, like trying to educate consumers. Oh, mortgage rates have already reacted to the Fed rate cut. The Fed's rate cut's not going to make mortgage rates go down. The Fed rate cut is going to make mortgage rates go down because it's going to lead to speculation of what's going to happen November, December, and into 2026, right? Yes, this rate cut has already been priced into the market, but that doesn't matter. The false belief of the consumer is going to be rewarded when we get this Fed action. Don't fight it too much. Just be like, oh yeah, actually, some of that's already been priced in, but we're going to see rates move even lower. You're right. And just go with it. Write stinking loans. All right. Some people get caught up, and it's funny because I don't want to hurt feelings, but they're the ones that don't do the most business. Like you get so caught up in these little nuances. Go write some damn deals. One thing to definitely emphasize, and I'm going to be doing a thing on Scripps next week on the 19th. If y'all want to circle it, it's free, nothing for sale. I'm going to be doing it for 2020 Vision for Success, and I'll get their permission to open it up to my friends and my peeps. I want to go over sales scripting and talking about refinances and rates and where rates are going down and how to deal with the I know that many of you are telling me, hey, I'm getting pushback. Should I be doing refinances now? Should we be waiting till rates get lower? What's going to happen is that now that rates are starting to move lower, consumers are going to be like, well, I want to wait until rates hit the bottom. That's not going to be for a year from now, right? And they'll be losing money left, hand over fist. Plus, let's face it, everything changes, and we thought things are going to happen, and they don't. So we want to be getting action now. You want to be getting refis now. You want to be saving people money. So keep that all in there. Candido said, amen. So many people try and overthink this. Exactly. Right. What we want to know, we want to double down on is the idea that yes, rates are moving lower. They're not going to move to pandemic lows, but they're moving lower. When, 2017, I bought this lovely house. I got a rate of 4 1/8. We're going to see that again. We absolutely are going to see those rates again. It's probably not going to be until late 2025, but we will see rates in the fours, conventional conforming. Maybe not 4 1/8. I think I paid $800. I paid it like half a point or something, but we will see rates that are hitting in the fours. We're already moving into the fives. Govey's in the fives, so you're going to get that. Ron Siegel said, "What time is that 2020 events? Do you block your calendar?" It will be. Let me double check, but I think it's 1 p.m. Eastern time. 1 p.m. Eastern time on the 19th. And yeah, so if you want to block out your calendar, anyone else wants to, and I'll be sure to share you guys the link. Again, it's not a sales webinar. I'm not selling our shit. I'll talk a little bit about it, but it's really not the main point. I want to go over, we'll do some role play. I love doing the role play webinars where we get people talking it back and forth and you get to hear it and you get to kind of get a gist on it. So, and I'll tell you that my shoulder's going to get sore because I'm going to rip out my rotator cuff, pat myself on the back. But y'all, one thing I'm great at is sales. I sell vacuum cleaners door to door. I have taken more sales training than most of the industry combined at this point. And when it comes to scripting, or I like what Carl White's called it. He called it guided conversation. When it comes to these things, guys, I'm going to give you some real value bombs on this one. So Good up, giddy up, Red Dawn Golden Retrievers. That's my man Randy Tico. What's up, sir? Tom Stafford from Germany. Great to have you here, man. Thank you. Appreciate you being here all the way from out there. So, all right, my friends, I'm going to wrap things up again. As it says down below, we want to absolutely be floating. The only loans that I would even remotely consider locking are the most risk-averse loans closing in the next, 2 weeks. The reality is next week's Fed meeting, we're going to see rates dip even lower. I mean, look at this. And we'll look at headlines in a minute too, but look at this. I mean, we're at 6 1/8. We were coming down from those mid sevens just not that long ago, a couple months ago. We've seen a really nice, we kind of gravitated, hung out around 6.5. I think we're going to see a little bit more of a drop after this Fed meeting, and then things are going to level off again. All right. A couple of things that don't affect mortgage rates, but be aware of. European Central Bank, they did go ahead and cut rates. Second time, 3 months. They cut by a quarter point. They're struggling more with inflation. They've got a more unique situation than we do. If anyone wants to piss all over our Fed, take a look what's going on over in Europe. They have inflation that's still an issue, and they have an economy that's starting to really slow down. So they're still fighting inflation, even though the economy is not doing as well and their labor market is weaker. But they've had wage inflation has been an issue for them. So that's a thing over there. By the way, we had wholesale inflation this morning came in at 0.2%. The core was a hair higher, but it's still, we could give you all the same blah, blah, lowest since this, debt, the other thing. Basically, it all supports everything. And that's why we're down a couple of bips, but not anything major. Down a whopping 4 basis points this morning. But this is really what we want to be focusing on is what's going on here. Ron said, do you think the rates will drop based on the Fed cut or the commentary after the meeting? So when it comes to this one, or here, I might have to pop that up again. There you go. I'll do it here. Oh, which one of us gets paid for winning the Fed argument? Let's help people meet their goals. Yeah, exactly. So you nailed it. Do I think rates will cut? I think cumulatively, I think we'll see more movement after the press conference. Yes. So I do agree with you there. The press conference, I think, always has the biggest one. We're going to see the trifecta though. So we're going to see a rate cut. We're going to see a dot plot. And then we're going to see Fed Chair Jerome Powell. So we've really got a lot going on next week to really, I think all of that will help. Even if the dot plot is conservative, I think that markets just think they know better than the Fed, and markets are going to continue to price in the idea that the Fed's going to have to cut. I think after this Fed meeting, we will see the expectation of a November cut. I think the idea 4 3/4, we're at 5 1/4 now. So if we cut once in September, it'll take us to 5. If we cut a quarter again in November, it'll take us to 4 3/4. That's a coin flip right now. I think this is going to drop down to 10%, and this is going to shoot up to 80%. I think markets are going to price in that the Fed's going to have to cut by 0.5 point in November. Remember, that's right after the election. So any argument about, the Fed doing this for politics, notice how all of that just kind of dried up and disappeared. Also, all the talk of the debate, how the debate was going to affect everything, and it really didn't affect rates or pricing, even stocks that much. A lot of headlines on shit, and it doesn't really do anything. It always makes me laugh. It really comes down to the nuts and bolts of it here. The idea where we're going to be ending the year right now, 100 basis points in cuts. That's what markets are currently pricing. I think this is actually going to increase with 125 basis points. I think because if we see the quarter and then we see 2 half-point cuts, which I think we could roll into the year with that. I don't know. We'll have to see what the labor report and things like that come in before the November reading, but I think we can see it. So, all right, my friends, I'm going to wrap it up. You all have a fantastic day. I'll be coming to you from the road tomorrow. The wife and I taking the motorcycle. We are headed out to Kentucky. We are going to go sleep in a bourbon barrel. Tomorrow's just a regular hotel, though, on the way there. I like to break up the ride. And we will be enjoying a rainy ride on Friday, Saturday. All that New Orleans bad weather working its way up into the Kentucky area, the outskirts of the storms, just pushing out some rain. And it looks like we'll be getting wet, but we've done that before. It's not as much fun, but, as long as it's not terrible, we'll be okay. And, so Friday and Monday, I'll be coming to you from the road, but I'll still be coming to you. All right, my friends, I'll see you tomorrow. Make it a fantastic day. Bye-bye.